Happy New Year,
Happy
nation.
New Year, everybody. I just got a haircut, so my hair's a little flat.
Yeah, I was gonna say short hair.
Well, normally immediately when I get home from the barber,
Yeah,
I take a pick and chow chow.
yeah,
That's what we
definitely.
call it with the girls.
Okay.
Um, and oh, sorry, I still have junk behind me. Christmas. Haven't packed it up. Or well, my
And those pictures are still on the ground and on the wall.
probably never gonna hang them up.
Come on,
Um,
please. I want to
that'll
see
probably come
those.
up. That'll probably come up in the OneWord, actually.
Okay, great.
But uh my studio this time last year was empty. Now it's a repository
Oh
for
no.
for everybody's everything, you know what I mean? We have
Yes.
I feel like this is bonus material for the
Yeah,
Patreons.
I'll
I
put
feel
this out
like
for the 13.1ers.
yeah, every house has to have a or a few repositories. You know what I mean? Like there's the junk
There's
drawer,
the
there's
drawer. I was gonna say the junk drawer. Yeah,
yep,
or
the
several.
garage.
We have several junk drawers.
Oh, totally. Yeah, junk drawer, garage. Um,
You guys have
our
a
we
shed? I can't remember. You guys don't have a shed, do
no
you?
no shed, but we do have a dining room. Sorry,
It's
that was
second best.
we do have a formal dining room that we never go in. Like
Well, I like your dining room. It was a Lego room. I felt like when I was in there.
exactly. So that's what it is. Like we sit at our kitchen table,
Right.
and by formal I don't mean like remember when we used to go to the Kemps? Like
Oh yeah.
they had like a nice formal dining room. This is not that.
I wouldn't say that your table. That's a kitchen table that you eat at. Would you? Would you
Well,
identify
it's
that as a kitchen table?
we call it the kitchen table because it's like it's open concept, so it's like in the kitchen.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like
Interesting.
the living room kind of like melds into the kitchen, and right there is
Right.
where like our main table with the benches is.
Yep. So I
Like
would have identified that without you saying anything as the dining area.
kind of is. You're right. And then we kind of have like a breakfast nook at the
Right.
bar, like where
Yep.
the stove is. So that's where you have cereal,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah. I don't know why we're talking about that, but oh, repository room.
Oh yeah, but the thing is, our dining room table
Mm-hmm.
that just kind of becomes a repository. Like
Oh,
Christmas.
sure.
There's where Christmas cards and wrapping and
Oh, because you do
Legos
have a
and
dining room table in your dining room.
yes,
Aha. Okay. Got it. I couldn't
that's the
remember that.
one with the leaf.
Uh-huh.
So like if we have a party of more than 6, so like if there's more than just us and another family,
Yeah.
we'll
You'll
eat
eat in
in
there.
there.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
but that's not that often.
Sweet.
I mean, we
Sweet.
basically our entire life in this house has been COVID. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yep.
so it's like just when it was starting to get to the point where we could entertain, it would be murderous to do so.
Entertain me. Are you not entertained?
I'm bored.
Entertain me.
Entertain me.
Leave me
Yep.
alone.
So
Leave me
leave me
alone.
alone. But
Okay.
so basically, the studio. What I was saying is the studio
Mhm.
is now that.
A
But
place where people put stuff. Yeah, I've got that a little bit in my office right now too.
well, you guys had a lot of repositories, right? Because of
Yeah,
the
but we have it
kitchen
mostly all
woes.
cleaned out
Yes,
and back
totally.
to where it goes. But I think post holidays, post Christmas, also you're dealing with taking down decorations. In the midst of taking down decorations, and so you have boxes and bins.
Boxes or bags. Yeah, that's what this is. Like,
Right.
because today, tomorrow, and Sunday is because today's Epiphany.
Happy Epiphany.
Happy Epiphany. And then so for the next 2 days, it's like take it all down.
Yep. Here,
And that way
let's
Monday.
record this.
Yeah.
This is good. We got to talk about
Wait,
taking
you've
it
been
down.
recording.
I know, but I haven't been recording on the let's put this on the app.
Oh, duh. Okay, let's start the app. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, duh. Okay. Dude. Wasting material. Okay, you ready?
What the heck are we doing? Yep.
Sorry, but that was for the Gomertrons.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Yep.
All right, 1, 2, 3, click. Let's clap and say clap.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, clap.
Clap. 1, 2, 3, clap.
Clap.
All right.
Great.
You're listening to Overcoming Runner's Block, a Two Gomers podcast about regular people chasing big goals, facing their excuses and barriers, and inviting a nation along for the run. This is our second OneWord special for January 2023.
Welcome, everybody, to the second OneWord special of 2023. This is Anthony speaking, one of those two aforementioned Gomers, coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia, with my friend Steven, all the way out in Flagstaff, Arizona.
Hey-oh.
Hey, man, Happy New Year, dude.
Happy New Year. Now, we said Happy New Year on our last one and had a
Right.
baby New Year conversation.
Right. Yep, totally.
Also, I have a follow-up thing about dog poop. Remind me of that.
Oh, yeah.
But we can say Happy Epiphany today because we're recording on January 6th, Epiphany.
This is it, the 12th day of Christmas, right?
I think yesterday was the 12th day of Christmas.
Oh, sorry. Yesterday was okay. So
I'm pretty sure. I guess I could do the math, but I think it's 12 days and then Three Kings Day or Epiphany is on the 6th.
Okay, cool.
But I mean, either way, it's done. Christmas is done. And so we were just talking about
man.
Now is the time to take those decorations down.
Oh, man.
Throw that tree to the curb. Forget it.
I know. We felt so bad about that. I mean, our tree, we got a great tree this year. The girls always name the trees. This year they named, because we had two trees. We had one little one in their room and one downstairs. The one downstairs they called Fuller.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, that's great. I think I told you this. We had the worst tree ever.
Oh,
year.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, you can never tell at the place. Well, I guess you can tell a little bit, but I'm always like, no matter what it looks like at the place you're buying it at, it's going to look way better when you get it home and decorate it.
Oh, yeah. You put all the stuff on it.
Yep.
It settles, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Nothing helped this one. It would not have been named. Your daughters would not have named this one Fuller.
Oh, no.
It was quite sad, but charmingly so. It was sort of Charlie Brown-ish. You know what I mean? Like,
totally.
So, but by far, all of us agreed, worst tree ever.
Oh, man.
And it also fell over.
See, I like a Charlie Brown tree.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe in theory, I guess you also want it to be beautiful.
Right. Yeah. It wasn't very beautiful, but it was ours. It was ours.
Yep.
So yeah, taking down the decorations. Our issue is that the outdoor lights are frozen onto the house at this point. We had a lot of snow. And so usually I try to get those down too, but that's going to be a while.
Yeah. I think tomorrow. Okay, so here's a question. So you had the poop question. Sorry, that's gross, but
no.
And then my question is, we're actually entertaining a family tomorrow. Like we're having a family over for dinner.
Entertain me.
What have you made for me?
Right. Okay, so you're having some folks over, right?
Right. And the thing is, I love having people over at Christmas because that's when our house looks by far the best.
Oh, right. You got to show it off.
Yeah, it's festive, the best decorations,
right?
The most, it's, I don't know, it's just I love it. I love our Christmas house.
Yeah.
So the question was, since they're coming over the day after Epiphany, also, who gives a rip? You do you, man. And our friends are super cool, and like it's no big deal at all.
Right.
But we're like, do you completely undecorate, or do you like hold out, for one more day,
Yeah. Well, we've talked about this before. I get real bummed out when all the lights are gone. And so Epiphany was huge for me. because it's
Yeah.
all about revelation. It's all about light bulbs going on. It's all about aha moments. That's all about, oh, okay, the light's
Yep.
going on. And so we actually do have epiphany lights up during the epiphany season.
Are,
So that's like a
are those
middle
different
ground
than
for us.
they're still your Christmas lights?
We have a different kind of tree I'll talk about someday, but we have an epiphany tree.
Oh,
It's a century plant. If
cool.
people know what that is, it's a plant that only grows when the main plant dies. And so it's a bush.
Mm,
And when it dies, it's called a century plant. It's kind of a misnomer, but because it's supposed to be 100 years, it's not true. When this kind of main
okay.
aloe cactus bush dies, this tall shoot bursts out of the top. And
Oh, cool.
I went out into the desert and collected a couple. And so we have this tall century plant epiphany tree that we decorate.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
I'll send you a pic. It's pretty sweet. We're putting that up tonight.
Oh, I love that. Is that
Yeah.
like I've heard of the amaryllis. Is like a plant that grows in
Yeah.
rocks, like in winter. You know what I mean?
No, it's
That's not a
different than that.
century tree, but that's kind of like
Mm-mm.
the idea of an out of season plant that is
Right.
beautiful in dry and dark times.
Yeah. So
Amaryllis, you're
it's pretty sweet. I'll share a picture with you at some point when I get here. But yeah, so that has been my solution to, oh, do you take them all down at once? We just transition immediately into epiphany decorations.
yeah, and then to your birthday,
Right then,
and
Valentine's.
then and then we head to Groundhog Day. Oh no, Groundhog Day is before that. Aaron's birthday, Valentine's. This is like what our kids do. You know what
Right.
I mean? Like they're always
Oh
like,
yeah.
whose birthday's next? What
Mm-hmm.
holiday's next? You know?
Yeah, it's a very Jessica thing too. She loves celebrating. She loves decorating. She loves making a big deal out of holidays. So we're always decorating for the next thing.
Oh, I
It's
love
pretty
it.
sweet. Here, I'm just going to share this picture with you real quick. That's a century plant.
Wow, I love it. That's
So see that
so
aloe kind of thing down
like
there, that grows. And then when that dies, this thing shoots out the top. And then I just go out into the desert. This is in Sedona, obviously. That's where I got it. I just saw it down, put it in my Subaru, brought it home, and now we have it at home. I actually
oh, that's
don't
I
know if
love it.
that's legal. So maybe I shouldn't be talking about this.
Oh, jeez, dude. Actually, I was hearing in where I was at in Oregon,
Uh-huh.
there are so many pine trees just everywhere
Yeah.
that that's how you get a Christmas tree is
Mm. You just
you
go out
just
and
go out.
chop one down.
Yeah, like I mean, of
Yeah.
course they have farms in Wisconsin, but
Right.
the place where I was at, I guess maybe you just mark it,
Mm-hmm.
like mark it,
Yep.
not go to the market.
No, you mark
Um,
the tree, yeah, and then you just get it.
and then you because there's a billion of them.
Sweet.
You
Well,
know what I
that
mean?
sounds great. I think you can get some sort of permit for that in the Ponderosa Forest where I live, where you can just go out and get something. But you need a permit,
Mm.
I think. Who knows?
Hmm.
I should try it. Anyways, I might have stolen that off of out of a national forest I wasn't supposed to. So don't tell anybody, okay, Nation? It's between me and you
Okay.
guys.
Do you want me to edit that out?
Nope, leave it in. Okay. Can I just do a little bit of a follow-up about the dog poop, which is also already, I should say, controversial. Put up the video
Right.
yesterday for our 13.1ers. People are already commenting on it. I just want to
Yep.
clarify. Our motto was, if it's on the curb, throw it, you can throw away the turd or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But I forgot to say, and I thought this went without saying, that's pre-pickup. I would
Right.
never throw it into a trash can that's empty.
Right, right. So what you're saying, if it's on the curb, throw in the turd, is
Pre-pickup.
right. So like it's full of garbage already. Now I still maintain that I would not do that.
Right.
Uh
I do, and I embrace it. If it's full of
yep.
trash, oh my gosh, another rhyme. If it's full of trash, I can't do it.
Something
Anyways,
about
there's
ash.
yeah. Don't throw your ash. That is something that some garbage can't say. No hot ash.
Oh yeah. Yep, totally.
But you can't
Kick
throw your poop
ash.
in there. Right. So, anyways, I thought that went without saying, but when I re-listened, I didn't say that clearly. And so I don't want
Ah,
people to think I'm tossing it willy-nilly in people's empty trash cans. No.
right.
And so it's basically one time a week I do it is Friday mornings.
Okay, got it.
That's
So
it.
either do a future Steven, edit that in, or I'll still just stew about it for a week until they hear this.
2 weeks because they've already heard the
Oh,
Empire Strikes Back episode.
oh
Everyone's
no.
so mad. I can't believe Steven
Oh,
did that.
no.
Relax. Only if there's other trash in there
Got it.
and at the
Hey,
curb.
that was great. Great
Yeah.
clarification, dude.
Yep.
Love it.
This is our second one word special.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony's one word. I think we should get to it
Yes.
pretty quick because we also want to, if we have time, read some listener one words. So I think we should head right over.
Let's do it.
Sweet.
Sorry, I had to stand up. That bead of light.
You might need to edit that. There was like a silence.
Oh yeah, I'll for sure edit
Okay.
that. Dang, this is so irritating. Sorry, Nation. Or sorry, Gomertrons.
Can I actually
I'm
say
not
that
actually
again?
mad.
Can I actually say that again? The Passover to it.
Wait, what?
Can I actually redo that? The
Sure.
Passover to the okay.
Oh yeah, sure.
So it is one word, our second one word special.
Yep.
Anthony's turn.
Yes.
I've been waiting. I've been longing. I've been wondering what it could be.
Is it gonna be Simplify 3.0?
You took the words right out of my mouth. Is it going to be Simplify again?
It's like the most simple one word ever. Just keep saying the same thing over again.
I'd put my money on no, but I guess I don't know that for sure. So I think we should head right into it.
All right, let's do it.
Sweet.
Okay, that was better.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Should we clap again?
Oh, for sure. Let's clap.
Okay. You ready for this?
Yeah, let me just gather my thoughts for 1 second.
Okay.
I need to find that space where I'll go deep.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because we were just talking about poop on the curb.
Well, we did runny nose, poop, all sorts of stuff before I went.
I know, totally.
If at least listen to that opening 15 minutes, dude. If you get to it, it's so
of course.
funny.
I just haven't. I was just finishing the our throwback hour.
No problem. And it just came out this
episode.
morning. So
yeah. Have you listened to it yet?
Why?
Now, that being said, I've listened to 2 Tim Keller sermons and a John Mark Comer sermon just this morning.
Right. Yeah. So there is time, but you don't want to overdo it. There's always time, but come on.
And a Tim Mackey one last night that was incredible.
Okay.
Okay.
Sweet. All right, I'm ready.
That's all.
Let's clap again.
Bonus material for y'all. Okay, here we go. Ready?
More bonus material. Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3, clap.
Clap. 1, 2, 3, clap.
Clap.
Great.
Nice. All right. Hey, how's it going over there? Can't wait to hear your one word. Is it going to be Simplify again? I mean, like, dude, let's get original. Okay. Let's get original. All right.
That could be it. Original.
Ooh.
It's not it, I'm sure. But
OG. 2 letters.
OG. You could do something with that.
Oh, gosh.
Wait, you have had a 2-letter one before. B.
And last year was almost just the number 2.
Oh, right. Yeah, you were
Right.
going to do that. You have thought about 7 before.
It's because it's the best number.
Yep.
7's the best number. I'll get into one day why I love 7 so much.
Yeah.
But it's the best number.
So 2 is our least number letters. Can you give me the number of letters in your word?
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, this is interesting. It's 8 letters.
Uh-huh.
Do a word scramble. No, actually, because I don't want you to guess it.
That would be fun though. Like, or we could do some sort of Wordle type thing.
We actually could have done that. It's 8 letters
Okay.
and oh, interesting. It's 8 letters, but it's actually only 4 letters.
Okay, I see. So there are what is it? Put the L's twice. The L's pushed twice. What?
Push the E in the L twice. it's Fargo, Levy, Valley Forge.
Push the L twice. Okay, 4 letters. So there are 4 repeated letters in this word.
Yeah. Never even thought about it, but I'm looking at the word and it's like a lot of repeats.
Oh, I love it. This is great. As a language person, a language nerd,
Uh-huh.
I love this. 8 letters long, but only 4 unique letters.
Yep.
Wow.
Now, that could be my firstborn daughter's name, actually.
Liliana.
Uh-huh.
Is that same thing? 8 letters, but only 4?
Yep.
Okay.
It's not.
Love it. It's not that.
Yeah, this year, Liliana. Next year, Isla. The year after
I
that,
ignore Isla completely this year.
yeah.
And next year, no Lily.
I'm just
Sorry.
a deadbeat dad to one kid. And like everything on the other kid. We don't do that clearly, but we do days.
Okay.
So like I'm sure parents of young kids out there have done this sort of thing because the funny part is they always argue about who gets to sit by mama
at dinner.
Who gets to sit by Aaron?
Oh, really?
Mommy.
That must make her feel good.
Totally makes me feel terrible.
It makes you feel like crap.
I'm like, what about me, girl?
Yeah, what am I? Chopped liver?
But it's not just that. Like when I grew up, it was like who gets to sit in the front seat.
Oh yeah.
You know, remember that shotgun? Like
we even had the boys like to sit on the passenger side back seat because they could see the speedometer and all the stuff. And so they would argue about that. And so we had to do even and odd days.
Yeah, that's it.
Who would sit on that side? And so we would have to say, whose turn is it to sit on that side? It's an odd day. That's Jack's day. So you have all these funny rules about stuff.
Yep. It's always like that. But classic.
So it's not Liliana, it's not Isla. Now, what we should talk about Simplify though. You had Simplify for 2 years.
Okay. So people, I'm sure there's no way they're listening to this episode and didn't listen to the last episode, but let's just talk about what we're doing. We're talking the one words, like we pick one word to sort of anchor our minds and our hearts, you know, our spirits around like maybe one big idea for the year.
Right.
Build we vision cast, we build a trellis to be fruitful for the year, hopefully. And
do you write your word down somewhere so you can see it?
Yeah. No. So last year you sent me those stickers.
Right.
That was sweet. So
I'll
take one of those as soon as possible.
Here's a Simplify one. I need to make you a new one. That was the good part about it because it was 2 years in a row.
Oh, maybe that's why I had it right away last year. You're right, because you had given it to me. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So you had this a full year. I should make stickers again. I know a guy. It's actually a woman, but she designed this for us.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Good sticker.
So Simplify was really good. Simplify 2.0 for the year. We continued to dive into it. Just I guess the main report would be we still got rid of a bunch of stuff. We simplified a bunch of flows.
Great.
Had some stuff happen at work that is really good. You know, like I had some changes up at work. We've never really talked about that on the podcast. Maybe we will on the Patreon or something like that.
Okay.
But
on the perfect sandwich episode.
We'll talk about it when we discuss I cannot wait to talk about my top 5 sandwiches ever, dude.
Your huge new job. Sometimes we do have episodes like that where it's like cracker episode, also how I'm feeling about like my kid graduating.
Yeah, totally. And I have a temporary position that I'm doing at my job. That's really cool. Um, it's almost as good as the sandwich, dude. No, the job's better, but the sandwich is also incredible.
It's up there.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So, anyways, Simplify was really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I keep going back to that David Brooks line. He was trying to write himself into a better life.
Mm-hmm.
I think OneWords and podcasting in general, a lot of times is that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if I say it, it'll happen. And by 2023, my life will be simplified.
Yeah.
And
Do,
yeah.
I mean, I guess what I'm wondering is, are you a person that saying it, I don't know I don't know what I'm trying to say, that saying it is actually like, oh, I did it then. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yep. Oh, dude. Yeah. It's the thing where you get that dopamine hit from
yep.
telling people,
Yeah.
and then you're like, I did it.
It's Hack
But
going to the cross country meeting, but not joining the
right.
team.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's like, I went. Yep, totally. No, that
Yeah.
is not. I mean, that's definitely been me in certain areas, I'm
Sure.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like texting you, hey, dude, started Noom again. Like, goes to Chick-fil-A immediately afterwards.
And I'm like, okay.
So definitely I do that. Definitely
Everybody does. Yeah. I
yeah,
think it's a
we
thing.
all do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We all do.
But in this case, that was not the case. I thought about Simplify all the time, and it's going to
Okay.
be something I'm going to continue to think about. I mean, I
Yep.
really did simplify so many processes over the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Things in the schedule, routines,
Clipboards.
practices, clipboards, items,
Mm.
uh, like possessions,
Social media.
social media. Yep,
You're on
definitely.
less. Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
on that less.
When's the last time you
Oh,
went onto Facebook?
well, actually, this morning because there was something that I needed to check.
I hate that.
I know it's like I feel like Facebook for me is just another life.
Mm.
It's I go on there and I'm like, oh yeah, all
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean?
I do,
And
because you're basically completely off Facebook and see no need to ever go on there again, unless
yep,
like this morning you have to for something.
yep. Like
Yeah.
I still find it necessary for some things.
We just put out that uh out of the Gomer Vault episode. We were
Yeah.
talking before we started recording about how I was like, and with the advent of social media, I wonder how comparison will continue.
Comparison has gotten a lot worse with the
My
advent of social media.
my 32-year-old self
Man.
pontificating, holding court about social media. And that was Facebook then, right?
Oh yeah, you even said you were like, when you post to Facebook or Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Like Instagram
Instagram
wasn't
wasn't
even
even a thing. Yeah.
like Instagram was like kind of vain, right? Like you would get filters and like shoot
Uh-huh.
stuff that looked like Polaroidy,
And it was like just pictures. Okay,
right?
that's weird. Yeah.
Right.
Yep. And now I think that, like you're saying, Facebook feels, especially probably to you who is rarely on it, kind of
Yep.
like, oh, that's like a 20 teens thing.
Yep. And man, I'm not trying to sound all that or anything like that, but I dislike it so much that I never download the app.
Oh,
So I
right.
have to use it on Safari. So it's not even
Oh,
slick.
no.
Yeah, I know.
Yuck. It's like slightly pixelated.
I know. And if like to clear because like if I go there, I have like 100
Right.
notifications.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so all you have to do to clear those is just click on that, right click
And
on
you're
that,
done. Yeah.
clear, and then and I feel bad because there are people there are musicians and like church friends and stuff that I have all these, gosh, I sound so arrogant, but I have like tons of friend requests
Ooh.
I've just completely ignored. Like,
Wow.
whoa, no way, dude, be my friend, dude. So dumb, sorry. But
No, there are on Facebook, there are still certain communities that I need to stay connected with there. Um, but I love the idea of just completely simplifying your life by cutting out an entire social network,
Oh yeah. Oh
the
man.
social network,
Man,
right?
that sounds so good.
Yeah,
And the thing is, you when I went off all social media for what, like 6 or 9 months,
yeah,
I
yep,
remember it ended up kind of backfiring, and I
yep.
actually felt kind of alone, kind of isolated.
There's not only
Which,
FOMO, but also you're right that communication is now so much there that you do isolate yourself a bit when you're
yep,
not doing social media at
or
all.
yeah, you just kind of feel disconnected. So
Yeah.
it's the age old thing, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Social media is a super powerful tool. It's just how you use it.
Yep. Can be positive.
Yeah, so like I guess the can be is pretty low, but it can be.
It's a strenuous can be.
Yeah, but I have curated my Instagram feed for the most part. It's like, here's Pete Scazzero, here's Rich Velotis,
Mm-hmm.
here's
A
inspirational
funny
saying,
80s meme.
funny funny 80s memes, and Australian Shepherd funny stuff. Like it, you know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
inspirational posts and
Yep.
80s movies and dog and food stuff.
Yep. That's definitely Twitter for me. Is like
Okay, yeah.
just purely, I mean, I don't know if I follow anyone I know on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
It's like news feeds, movie news, dog tweets. I don't know
Yep.
exact. That's Twitter for me. Like I know a lot of people are like Twitter's the most toxic place ever, and I'm like,
Right.
I don't know. I just heard about the new Miyazaki movie. I don't know how I would have figured that out other than Twitter. That's how I
Right.
use Twitter, and that's it.
Yeah. See, that sounds great. Actually, Tim Keller is a great follow on Twitter.
Okay.
Uh, the only reason I know that is because the algorithm sends me his tweets via
Mm-hmm.
email, and
What?
for maybe five, I've never curated this,
Uh-huh.
and so for maybe 4 or 5 years, I've been getting
Yeah.
these emails from Twitter. It's usually like Tim Keller,
Uh-huh.
Beth Moore,
Okay.
and like a couple other random ones,
Yeah.
and then they email them to me. But if I click on them, it says sign into Twitter, and I don't know what my username or password is, and then I can't look at it. And that causality loop has been happening for 4 or 5 years.
This is pretty impressive that you would keep that up for that long. Good job. Uh, okay, so Simplify went pretty well. It sounds like, but
Yeah,
it
so
also seems
simplify.
like it's moving into the future. It's a constant for you,
Yeah, so it's not love like your life
right?
word,
Yeah.
um, but it's another thing I talked about in the because I actually listened back to it just to
Mm-hmm.
follow up, was that simplify is a upstream practice for me.
Okay.
So I am not a natural minimalist. I am not
Sure.
like the sin that the sin that so easily entangles.
Mm-hmm.
I am an entangler. I am not a simplifier. Like me and my dad talk about this. Me and my dad live like this. You know,
Mm.
like like if left to my own devices, I will entangle, not simplify.
Sure. Yep.
So it's not like we're hit 2023 and all the walls are white and there's nothing here and I
Yeah.
threw everything away, which
Right.
is still a deep desire of mine.
Yeah. It still
Like,
sounds good to you. It's just not necessarily naturally what you would do.
right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think it's cool that we have given ourselves permission to take the words that we have had and not just say, okay, that's done, but maybe even that's the start or a launch or a continuation into my whole life.
For sure. So simplify, loved it, keeping it, gonna continue with it.
Great.
Can I throw in a few runners up before I announce my word?
Love it.
Okay. I have my main runners up. Runner up,
Mm-hmm.
but these are runners up.
Yep.
Okay. So one I was thinking was recalibrate.
Oh, I like that. I was
Oh,
like a
like,
word, no matter what.
oh,
I love
I
that.
know. You can just put
Recalibrate.
colon and then like 10 different things.
Yeah.
you know,
Recalibrate.
but recalibrate, I really thought about that one.
Mm,
Um, I thought about integrate.
integrate. Integrate
Uh,
what?
so like, the idea that you're an integrated being, like that you're in different environments, and are you the same?
Oh, okay.
I think something that's hard for me, and we'll probably talk about this on the Gomer year in review or whatever we call it, or state of the podcast.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, where we get Jack to come in.
Right, Mr. Speaker. I forgot.
Yep.
Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, dude, we
Got to
gotta
make
get
sure he
Jack.
does that.
uh, we have a running podcast, and I don't really run that much, so I
Yeah.
feel disintegrated.
Okay. Got it.
And I think that's something that's hard for me with the podcast is, I run occasionally,
Mhm.
and people at work know I have this podcast. People at church know I have this podcast, and I usually tell them about the movie angle
Sure.
and the occasional challenge angle and the friendship angle, which it rules. All of that rules.
Yep.
But does that make sense? Like, that feels
Yes.
disintegrated to me, and that causes a feeling of non-shalomness. That was horrible English.
Disintegrated. I've never thought about that word being disintegrated. Disintegrate.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. So like, if you think about integrate, right? Integer,
Mm-hmm.
it's a whole.
Yep. Okay.
Right? So you're fractured, you're disintegrated.
Wow.
So,
I love it. Yeah.
So
But that's not it.
That's not it, but dang, that was close.
But that
bro.
is good. Yeah.
Two other ones that we had from last year: polish and
right.
finish.
Polish.
I
think we were talking about how that could
Polish.
be Polish if you
Yeah.
if you capitalize the P.
Yep. So maybe we'll do Liliana, Isla, Aaron, and then Italian, because I'm Italian.
And then Polish.
A whole year where I like, and then Polish.
Wait, polish and what else did you say?
It's like polish / finish.
Finish.
Like finish what you start.
Or like put a finish on something. Like polish.
Yeah, or
yeah.
Finish.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking of you finish something like remember that hole next to our door downstairs
that you just put a note card over. You taped a note card onto
a note card with a Bible verse.
And it said "run the race to finish" or whatever. Just kidding.
Yeah,
I don't think it did.
He finishes what he starts or something like that. Now the in my defense for that one, the hole in the wall is like to the level of we would need to take the stud. Like, it's a serious job.
Yep.
But you put a little scripture over that. Hey man, pray the blood.
Maybe someday you'll take the note card off and it'll be miraculously healed.
Maybe, dude.
I mean, how high is your faith? Really? I mean, you gotta really decide. Do you believe?
Yep. Oh man. Okay. So last runners up before my ultimate runner up is maintenance. Was one I thought of. I was like, I just keep having this sort of re-epiphany all the time that most of life is just maintaining. You know what I mean?
Yes. Like, and that is so hard to do. We've had whole episodes about maintenance and how hard it is.
Yeah. Like, it's just like just keeping your house clean.
Yep.
Not getting it ready for guests, not doing Epiphany, not doing Christmas, but just keeping it clean.
Yep. That's really hard. And keeping your body up.
Oh man, dude. Keeping your body up, keeping your car, making sure that spare tire, everybody check your spare tire and make sure it's in good working condition. That would have helped me. Remember back in December.
I remember. Yep.
That's maintenance.
Maintain. Okay.
Maintain. All right. My ultimate runners up.
Here we go.
And this almost was my word.
Okay.
It's going to be my secret word.
Yep. We each have a secret word.
Yeah. I mean, that we tell everybody.
So sort of secret. Yeah.
But it's like my spiritual word.
Mm-hmm.
Last year it was detach. The year before that it was detach. That's actually Aaron's word this year.
Wow, she went for it. That's awesome.
Did. Secret word runner up is quiet.
Okay. I love that. I should do that for me. By the time people hear this, I will be very quiet.
Well, that's
Because
gonna be your forced word.
forced upon. Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. Not secret, not main, forced upon. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And just it's our it's this is it was on the Pray As You Go app.
Okay.
What was it, like March,
Mm-hmm.
something
Yes.
like that? And it's First Thessalonians 4:11.
Mm-hmm.
Make it your ambition to lead a quiet life. You should mind your own business and work with your hands, just as we told you, so that your daily life may win the respect of outsiders, and so that you will not be dependent on anybody. So the
We
idea of
we texted each other that day. And we were like, what?
like,
This is amazing.
where's this verse been my whole life? It's like
Yeah.
it's I don't know if that's if that's like the definition of, you know, the idea that the first half of life you climb the mountain and then the second half of life you climb down.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
um but I that's all I want.
Yep.
And it every time I step back on that ladder, every time I make it my ambition to lead a loud life, to
Mm-hmm.
lead a striving life,
Lead a
to, you
public
know,
or
lead a
upfront
public
or
or
successful life. Yep.
yep, approving life.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the Apostle Paul just saying, make it your ambition. I love that it says ambition,
Yeah, because usually you
you
would
know?
think ambition is climbing or
Mm-hmm.
succeeding or stepping over people or power or whatever. Yeah.
Right.
Ambition to be quiet. It's pretty awesome.
Oh, man, bro, you're preaching. Make it your ambition to lead a quiet life. I just, something happens in my body, bro,
Mm-hmm.
when I say that.
I
Like
know what you mean.
I write it on every daily count, every, you know, like our daily
Mm,
thing.
yeah,
I have, you know, I'm still using the Clear Habit Journal, but I'm not doing all the exercises every day. But I have my
sure.
little daily thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I write that on the top, QL,
Ooh, I love that.
Quiet Life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and
But that's not it.
it's doing something to my heart and to my body that's so good, and it's so counter to a performer's life.
Yeah, I mean, especially in your line of work.
Yeah, and we all perform, but we all perform all the time, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yep,
do you know
that's
what I
true.
mean?
Yep,
We're
we do.
we are not like we're being, you know, actually sort of disintegrated, right? You're being one person one way with your family, or one way
Mm-hmm.
with this group of friends, or one way
Mm-hmm.
at home, or, you know, and we feel the need to perform, you know, we feel the need to prove.
Mm-hmm.
And making your ambition to lead a quiet life is the exact opposite.
Yep. I know this is your one word, but just I was meeting
Oh,
with
please.
a group of students considering going to my line of work, ministry.
Hmm.
And they asked, what's the hardest part of your job? Great question when you're
So
considering
good.
doing work. And one of the students
Yep.
just said, can you just tell us, be honest with us, what's the hardest part of your job? And I had to think about it. And I said, my job is an active rebellion against what the world tells me I should be striving for.
Mm.
And that can get really tiring and exhausting. And so when you choose to do this job, you give up the ladder, you give
Mm.
up money, you give up power.
Mm-hmm.
And there's something beautiful in there, but it's really hard. When I think about your job, a performative showbiz job,
Yep. Yeah.
leading a quiet life or striving to feels like an active rebellion against
Mm.
what that job entails.
Mm-hmm.
So I, I'm glad it's your secret word, but it's not your main word. We're not even there yet.
I know. I
Okay, I
kind
want
of
to hear
have with
your one word, bro.
quiet, like down to
Mm-hmm.
like
Downward. Yeah.
step off.
Step off. Step off.
Yes, but that is not it. We'll do more
Mm-hmm.
quiet chat.
Okay.
And
Quiet chat. That's an oxymoron. I
ooh,
guess. No, you can do quiet chat.
interesting.
It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Quiet chat.
oh, buddy, your voice.
Sorry, my voice. Yeah.
Oh man. Uh and so like this is not just trying to write or podcast or vision cast our way into a better life, it's doing something to me. So
Mm-hmm. I love it.
I love that, and I'm not going to try to prove it. I'm just going to keep trying to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's the other thing, dude. If you try to do that, you can't,
I know.
right? Like,
Yeah.
and nobody celebrates that. Although I'll be honest, we celebrate that with each other a lot.
And yeah. You mean you and me or you and Aaron?
Yeah. No, well, me and Aaron too, but you and I were like, like, hey, dude, I'm thinking about giving this up, and you're like, incredible. you know?
There are certain people that you can celebrate that stuff with. That I can tell you, great job being humble. And I wouldn't be able to say that to you publicly. And trust that you're not going to get a big head about being humble, which again defeats the purpose.
For sure.
So yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, so let's transition over to the OneWord. So I had this, I was listening back to OneWord episodes,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, bro, every underlying thing, it annoys me and it bugs me that every underlying undercurrent is like job still. Like
Oh, you mean your
career,
orchestra job, your career?
yeah, just career. I mean, my tether and my to the career is so strong.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's not all bad. It's
I
it's
didn't mean
actually,
to. I
yeah.
didn't mean to say that flippantly, but I'm just like,
Oh, no,
of
no, no.
course it is. It's your career. It's your job. That's your life.
Right.
You were saying before we started recording that when you listen back to this Gomer Vault thing, you were like, and of course I had to talk about bassoon. Then I'm going to talk about it
Yeah.
again. And I was like,
Yeah.
Adoy. Of
Yeah.
course you are always talking about that. It's your job. So, but it sounds like you're annoyed that it comes up in these one words.
No, I don't know what I was thinking about that. You know what? It's the podcast used to mostly be just about running, and
Yeah.
occasionally we'd like inject our lives into that.
You can totally
I,
hear that when you listen back. Yeah.
yeah. So it's like whenever I talked about career or kids, or you talked
Mm-hmm.
about career, or when we do tangents of movies, it's like,
Right.
okay, we're on a timer. We got to get back.
Because we're talking about running. Now that is out the window.
No, it's just like completely upside down.
When we do talk about running, people are probably like, ooh.
Talk about that more, please. Or maybe not. I mean, I mean, I don't do our, yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways,
we'll talk about that on the state of the podcast too,
yeah,
probably.
that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
But I continue to wrestle with, that the balance of work and life and
Mm-hmm.
family and rest
Mm-hmm.
and all that stuff. And so I was out playing a summer festival in Steamboat.
Yeah.
And I was writing in my journal, and I was kind of feeling anxious, kind of feeling, just that performance,
Mm-hmm.
thing that I get that you talked about in speaking, and
Yep.
preaching and getting in front of people. There's just always that
Thing that never
anxiousness.
goes away. Yeah.
Man, that would
Mm-hmm.
just go away, bro. I mean,
Whew.
it is so much better.
Yeah.
I mean, so much better, but it doesn't go away. And so I wrote in my journal, I said, a super big, this is me reading me. Okay.
Right. Okay. This is you quoting you.
Me quoting me back to me. And then
I'm
I'll
ready.
listen to it 10 years from now. I wrote a super big, giant question I have for myself. What are you so afraid of? Like, why does this rush wave come over my limbic system? Why am I worried?
Mm.
And I wrote that down, and I just left it there for the week.
Okay.
And I like contemplated that.
Pondered.
And pondered on that, like, why?
Mm-hmm.
And this, like, I don't know if it was a dream or something came to me. And here's what the word was. I'm forgetful.
Okay.
I'm a forgetful person. Like I don't, like, I believe and I listen to lies in my head.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I forget, so easily, like, who I am, why I'm here, who is God,
Yep.
who, like, why, like, my identity, is my identity rooted in what other people think? Is my identity, like,
You just forget.
I just forget.
Yeah. I know what your word is
Um,
now, I think. But I think there are 5 unique letters in it.
oh,
If I've got it right, but I
one,
might not.
2, 3. You're right. Dang it. Oh man, I'm an idiot. Go back and re-edit the podcast.
Rewind. Um,
Okay, so my thesis is I'm forgetful,
yeah.
and I have tons of information in my head that I've been
Mhm.
collecting for 40 plus years
Yeah.
just about life. I have decades of performing, uh, and yet I don't remember stuff. You know, knowledge stays there and doesn't turn into wisdom sometimes. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
sometimes it does. Sometimes the transfer occurs.
Right.
Um, so do you want to guess what my one word is, bro?
My guess is remember.
That's it.
Ooh. It's another re word.
It's a re, bro.
Remember.
Yep.
Remember. I wonder what that is. Member. You're remembering? That's interesting.
I don't know.
Okay, remember. That's a super unique word, dude.
Huh.
In that, I think that you wouldn't be able to look through a list of words and be able to immediately say, okay, I get what he means by that.
Yeah. Maybe it's going to take a little bit of explaining.
No,
Um,
that's why I like it.
okay. Okay, good. It means a lot to me.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I'll get into a couple of reasons why.
Okay.
I was listening to this. It was actually the Pray Like Monks, Live Like Fools podcast.
Okay.
And it was like a round table of a bunch of pastors, and it was said that, and I've heard this before, that do not fear is the number one most repeated command in the Bible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So do not fear, do not be afraid, for I am with
Mm-hmm.
you, right?
Mm-hmm.
The second most repeated thing in the Bible is remember.
Oh, interesting.
And so, like in Deuteronomy, Moses tells the Israelites, remember, I
Mm-hmm.
wrote down 22 times.
Okay.
Like, dudes, like, we were just enslaved, like, right?
Yep.
We just passed through the Red Sea.
Why are you acting like that?
Come on, dudes. Right? Like he says, remember the Sabbath, for example, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, so like you've been like you literally wait, maybe literally, yeah, you literally
Okay.
went through the Red Sea,
Uh-huh.
right?
Sure.
Passed through,
Yep.
and didn't you, like, why are you, what's wrong? Why are we need to remember that, dudes? Like, you were once here and now you're here.
Yep.
And so I've got a scripture. You ready?
Here we go.
Oh yeah. Okay. Psalm 77.
Remember
11.
me. Is it this?
I'm the one with the broken heart. Yeah.
An
No.
Alex Delivery Boy song.
Remember
Remember
me.
me.
No, that was
Yep.
me. I was remember me. And then Alex said, da da dee 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 dee.
Oh, it
dee.
was a call and response.
I'm
I forgot about
pretty
that.
sure.
Okay.
So here's the verse. I will remember the deeds of the Lord. Yes, I will remember your miracles of long ago. I will consider all your works and meditate on all your mighty deeds. And then it goes on and lists some incredible mighty deeds. But I will remember, like, I will remember why I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
I will remember who God is, who I am, and so it's, but and yet why are we why don't I remember? Do you know what I mean? Are you
Yes.
like this at all?
No, I think I said it the other it was a couple episodes ago where I was like, why can't I just remember that? It was about eating at night. Like
Yep.
when the like the like surface urge comes, I forget the deep important things, which are if I eat that, I'm going to be up all night. I'm going to be uncomfortable. Why can't I freaking remember not to do it? It's because something else takes over and I just push it aside, forget. I guess it's sort of forgetting, but it's like purposeful but unconscious. I don't know what I'm saying. You know what I mean though,
No,
right? Like,
yeah.
why can't I remember?
You just forget. You
Yeah.
like you go to, I mean, so here's I wrote this, dude. I'm not
Mhm.
going to read all these.
He's showing me
These
a
are
clipboard, folks. There's so many different colors of highlighter that he has used on this piece of paper. It's
these are
shocking.
all I forget statements.
Okay, I want to hear some of them. This sounds great. I mean, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Interesting.
Oh, no, for sure. Well, I mean, like the one at the very bottom
Uh-huh.
is I forget that beer doesn't quench my thirst.
I love this kind of thing. So
I
it's not only
forget,
remembering the big things. This is also why I love one words, by the way. It's not
yeah.
only like big spiritual, scriptural stuff.
Yeah.
It's also don't forget
Yeah.
that beer sucks in some ways, but in like
Yeah.
you can't just drink it and think it quenches.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I forget that Instagram doesn't actually,
Quench your
you
thirst
sit, yeah, you quench your thirst. You don't sit on the couch and look at Instagram and feel better afterwards. So why do you go there?
because you forget.
Do you like, you forgot?
I
Right?
guess you
Like,
forgot.
we're just, it's like we're insanely forgetful. And so
Yep.
like, I've been thinking about some things that we do. So like actually one of the first times I thought about this idea was like 5 years ago.
Okay.
They do like little like welcome to church, like you have like worship and then like a pastor comes up and like welcomes
Mhm.
everybody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was talking about the early church, and one thing that they did is they would gather in a circle and
Uh-huh.
sing truths to each other.
Wow.
And so they are reminding each other,
Yep.
this is what's true, this is who you are. It's just so weird that we transitioned from beer to this, but
Well, yeah.
that's the Gomers. But like
Hmm.
this is who we are. And so like that's one of the reasons that I believe it's an incredibly important spiritual practice
Yep.
to go to church and to
Hmm.
be with other believers,
Hmm.
is even if it's like the lamest thing you could possibly imagine. And we've been to a lot of amazing stuff and a lot of like
Oh, trust us. We have been to lame
yeah,
church services.
totally. But I don't think I've ever left even like church services literally there. I almost said literally that you and I have looked at each other, or me and Aaron have looked at each other and be like, what just happened? Like what on earth was that? Like, yeah, I was just thought about a few. But I don't think I've ever left a church service where I wasn't reminded of the gospel.
Hmm.
I wasn't reminded of who God is and who I am
Sure.
on
Yeah.
some level.
Hmm.
And so like, so that's just one thing. Like we do communion, right?
Yep. Do
Like
this
do this in
in
remembrance of
remembrance
me.
of me. Yeah. Yep.
Like that's why we gather. It's why we have Sabbath. It's why we have, a date night, which I talked about on the last podcast. And I
Hmm.
told Aaron last night
Yeah.
that didn't come to
Oh, okay.
fruition barely at all. I was like, and
Don't
this
forget.
year is gonna. I know we forgot.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it when that came up on the podcast, because that is one of Aaron and my goals this year, is to do that more.
Hmm.
And then I heard it on the podcast and was like, oh shoot, we did like 2
Well,
or maybe
and this
4
is
or
an
5.
issue with New Year's resolutions in general. But I would say if people, whatever people do, is it just stops. And I think
Yep.
that a lot of the time it's just because you're a week or two in and you're just like, oops, forgot.
Oh shoot, forgot, dude. That's it. That's probably why most New Year's resolutions fall by the wayside. Is you just forgot
Yep.
or just didn't want to.
It
It
didn't fully commit to it.
is
Right.
that,
So
dude?
yeah, I don't know.
Is that like a huge block? I forget.
Forgot.
Oh shoot, I forgot. Oh
Runners block 41. Forgot.
right, like yeah. Like why are you eating all that food? Oh, I forgot.
You can start doing that when I text you. Hey, did you run? How's it running? Forgot.
I Like text just in the drive-through in that like when you're lined up 5 cars deep
Yep.
with other dudes eating tons of fast food and you're
Yeah.
shoveling it into your mouth and you're like, "Oh, I forgot. I don't like this."
Yeah. I know. So there's obviously a difference between like forgot and forsook, right? Like
Mm,
I oops, I forgot, which is an
right.
issue. I mean, you talked about during the Marvel tour that you don't think you have a very good memory because you could not
Yeah.
remember anything about anything we did, basically, and probably still can't.
Yeah. I sort of do. Part of that has to do right with attention.
Right. And also
Uh
like commitment to the task. Probably like, I actually
yeah.
don't even like this. So why should I remember it?
Well, I did like a lot of and I loved, right? I loved For All Mankind, for example. Like we were
Right.
texting with the crew. I barely remember anything that happened in that.
Sure. Yeah.
I and I so I do think I actually have a memory problem, which is kind of like another undercurrent of remember for me.
I remember you saying that during that thing, and I clocked it. I haven't come back to it or thought about it until now
Mm-hmm.
that like you had said that. I kind of pushed back and I said, oh, everybody forgets things, but you're like, no, dude, I think I have a memory problem.
Yeah.
Um, so we haven't talked about that since then, but I'm remembering that right
Mm.
now.
Remember. It's even in Star Trek 3.
Is it?
Yeah. It's uh Spock says it to Bones,
Oh,
right?
little boy Spock.
Nope. Remember when he's dying at the end of spoiler alert, Star Trek 2,
Yeah.
and
Oh, he
he
tells it
mind
to
melds.
Bones. Oh, that's right. He actually
Yeah.
puts his memory
Yeah.
into Bones's head. Woo,
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. Um
That would be helpful. I'd like to have that happen to me sometimes when
that
I can't
would
remember something.
that would be good. Well, so Aaron and I we've been talking about this for quite a while, and when Noah was gonna leave for college, do you remember Aaron texted you or was graduating?
Mm,
Aaron texted you like remember and rehearse the stories
hmm.
together.
Yeah. Hmm.
Uh
Rehearse is a great companion to remember.
oh, dude. Oh yeah, we'll get there in a couple minutes.
Okay.
Uh rehearse, absolutely.
Hmm.
That I mean that's why like when you're on the football field, for example, let's use a sports analogy.
Okay, let's do it.
How's the quarterback remember where to throw the ball?
Well, they do have that little thing on their arm, don't they?
They
Sometimes,
they
but you
have the
got to.
plays and stuff, but bro,
Right.
they've been rehearsing, they've been
That's
practicing.
true.
Like,
Yep.
you know what I mean? Like, so rehearsal helps you remember, right?
How did you remember to say, Elsa, you forgot the
Lots of
sugar?
rehearsal.
Elsa, lots of rehearsal for that.
Lots. I'm thankful that my one line in a play was super easy. I mean, I'm not good at that stuff.
I remember rehearsing it though. That's for sure.
I I do. And then I remember being too busy to do all the performances, so you did one.
No, Alex did. Oh
Oh,
no,
Alex
Alex.
did?
No,
No,
Alex was the. I can't remember who did it. I thought
I
it was
thought you
Alex did it.
I
Maybe
thought you were in my
stepped in.
place, like in with like the cloak and stuff. Wasn't that you?
I was Anthony's understudy.
I think
Wow.
so. I think. I mean, it was known beforehand. You know.
I can't remember exactly, but um yeah, so I do remember when Aaron said that, and that was part of what that's part of why, as I talked about, I think on a Patreon episode. Oh no, maybe it wasn't. I can't remember that we had that time of remembering before he left, where we watched
Yeah.
150 videos
I
of
love
his
that.
life.
Yeah.
Um, that was us rehearsing and remembering both, so that it
That's it.
stuck and we wouldn't forget.
Yep. Well, so something that Aaron and I kind of figured out was so my family wasn't a good one at rehearsing and remembering things.
Mm-hmm,
Like I
sure.
don't mean like we just forget stuff. I mean, the family split up when
Mm-hmm.
I was in high school
Yep.
and we haven't sat around the table and
Mm,
rehearsed our childhood stories.
right.
And so the kids ask me stuff. Aaron
Mm,
asked me stuff, and I'm always like, oh,
interesting.
like they would be like, what did you guys eat growing up? And I'd be like, can't remember.
Huh. Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, so, and Aaron and I have kind of pinpointed this back to the fact that we didn't sit around and rehearse that stuff. We didn't sit around and talk about our childhood stories. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, that's kind of
Yeah.
one of the things you do at dinner or at holiday gatherings
Right.
or on Sabbaths is like, what, like, let's talk about our family. Let's remember like
Mm-hmm.
us.
Yep. Yeah.
And so honestly, and so my mom doesn't remember stuff, my dad doesn't remember stuff. I
Mm.
don't, so that's just like lost.
Interesting.
Do
Wow.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Sad. Is that okay for me to
Sad.
say? That is kind of
Oh
sad.
yeah. It actually is. It
Mm-hmm.
is.
Yeah.
But I've kind of let that go. It's
Sure.
okay.
Yeah.
But it is sad. And so
Mm-hmm.
now remembering
Mm-hmm.
together that
Mm-hmm.
stuff, which is why Aaron encouraged you with that, which you guys do a really great job of. Um, and Aaron and I are trying to do that with our girls and with
Yeah. I
each
was going to
other.
ask, is that something you do with the girls?
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. And
Tell the same stories over and over again. Remember when this
well, so
happened?
that's why, dude. That's why like most of my memories are
Uh-huh.
like us.
This is folklore. So,
This is what folklore is, bro.
yes. So,
And it actually, I until Aaron and I like made this kind of had this epiphany. Folklore has purpose, bro.
if people don't know what we're talking about, this is folklore with a capital F. This is something we say all the time in our friend group,
Mm-hmm.
and what we mean by it is stories that we tell so much. We say this all the time too, that we
Mm-hmm.
can't remember who was there. We all just
Yeah.
assume we were there
Uh-huh.
because we have told these stories so many times in our friend group. And
Yeah.
so, was I there at Liar Liar with your dad when he
Mm.
laughed so hard that you could
Uh-huh.
hardly hear what was going on in the theater throughout from
Yeah.
the opening
From
credits
the
to the
Yep.
end?
Totally.
I cannot remember if I was there, but I
Yeah.
remember that story. It's
Yeah.
so ingrained in our friend group that I think I was there.
Yep. Like I think the theater was all of us.
It
You
was
know,
just
like
packed with all of us.
yeah, we were just like all there, right in the center.
Yep.
Uh, yep.
So I mean, we do this in our family. We tell the same stories over and over again. I think I especially say the same things over and over again, not because I
Yeah.
forgot that I said them before.
Yep.
So we're watching Sound of Music last night,
Mm.
and it's me and Jessica and Jack, and no, he's still home from school. He goes
Oh,
back
sweet.
tomorrow, and they know all the things I'm going to say during that movie.
Yep.
I was there. I went there. Did you know that when she tripped, that was a mistake, but they kept it in. They fell
Yep.
out of the boat. That's a mistake, but they kept that in. What do you think about her hair in this scene? I kind of like her bangs. Like it's all the same things. I'm not saying those things because I forgot I said them.
Yep.
It's
Right.
just repetition rehearsal of
Yeah.
these are the kinds of things that we say to each other. And that's a small example. We also do that around the table for remember when you did this, or your weird friend did that, or
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yep.
It's such an incredible companion word to remember. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're reminding the family of who you guys are.
Mm-hmm.
You're remembering all the stories,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes you feel seen and loved. And
Yes, you're right. And it reminds you
like,
the important things, what's important and what's not.
oh, totally. Like, bro. Oh, shoot. I'm gonna try not to cry. From Avatar to Way of Water.
We have not talked about Way of Water yet. This
Right.
is going to be interesting. Yeah. Yes.
Right. But I mean, dude, the fact, like, and this is a spoiler. If you haven't seen Way of Water, skip ahead 30 seconds now. Okay, this is your
Almost no
warning.
one that wants to see a Way of Water has not seen Way of Water. I think at this point it's in the billions, so we're good.
Okay. All right. So his son dies, right?
Whoa, big spoiler. There we go. Yes, he does. Whew.
Yep.
You can kind of see that coming, I would say.
You can totally see that coming.
Yep.
Classic writing from Big Jim.
He loves it.
Yeah, and it's great. It works.
Mm-hmm.
But what is, like, he has that memory when he attaches to that new
Mm-hmm.
tree,
Mm-hmm.
and his memory is his son, and they're just fishing, man.
Mm-hmm.
right? Like that's like it wasn't some like grand event. It was like this
Him
is
being happy that he speared that fish. It doesn't he also see him as grown up and then as little?
oh
That's a
dude
really
that
great scene.
okay, that was one of the two times I actually either teared up or cried was
I mean,
when he
I'm unashamed to say that I was moved by that movie. The Way of Water moved me. I was in the way, and it got me to where I needed to be for some
totally
reason.
dude it was a dad movie, right?
That hard dad. I mean, not a dad movie like I would say that the aforementioned space show that you were just talking about, For All Mankind, that's a dad show. You know what I mean? Because
Mm.
dads like to watch it. This was
Yeah,
about
yeah,
dads.
yeah, yep.
Yeah.
It absolutely.
Yep.
Oh, that moved me. But it was his memory, right? Of
Mm-hmm.
a simple moment with his
Mm-hmm.
son.
Yep.
And we have those in my family. I don't want to be like we don't have those. Like
Right.
Boundary Waters was a huge one. And like
Mm-hmm.
that's a reason that you go on trips and do travels is like you make memories,
That's why
right?
you would go on adventures. Exactly.
It's
You
why we
create
do go
content.
well, it's why yeah, get off the couch, get content. It's
Mm-hmm.
why we do adventures with the Gomers.
Yep.
Uh and honestly, dude, it's one of the main reasons I'm thankful for this podcast is I listened to that
Mm-hmm. I agree.
bonus episode and I was like, "What?
Mm-hmm.
Like Lily's 3 months old and you and I are recording about it? This is unbelievable. I didn't remember any of it."
What a gold mine. Gold mine? Gold mined. I guess that sort
Yeah.
of works
Yeah.
for remembering. It's
Yep.
it's like, I hate to go back to Avatar, but they're hooking their braids up into whales and remembering what the whale remembers. You
Yeah,
know
yeah.
what I mean? So it
Yeah.
is almost, when you have a podcast that's gone this long, you're hooking yourself up into your
Yep.
past self. It's so weird.
Like what the heck? So it's one of the reasons I'm so grateful for it
Yeah,
and for folklore. Okay, let me just drop a couple practicals.
let's do it.
Um so here's something that I'm committing to doing this year
Okay.
is scripture memory.
Okay.
So I want to commit to memorizing a verse with its
Mm-hmm.
address once a week and hopefully
Okay.
more.
Great.
I have so much scripture in my brain, but I don't know the address for it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Chapter and verse, as people like to say,
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, this is of course it's a spiritual episode. I don't know what people are thinking of that, but it's just who I am, right?
Yeah.
So when Jesus is in the wilderness, what does he do? He quotes scripture.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he does.
Got it.
And so when I forget, I need that in my brain, bro. I need it in my
Mm-hmm.
heart, in my soul, in my just my memory.
Yep.
Um,
And by the
second
way,
thing,
that's good memory exercise in general. When you memorize anything, poetry,
yep,
scripture, it helps your
yep,
memory in general. It's like working a muscle.
you're totally right.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, secondly is journaling, which I've been doing
Okay.
consistently.
That's awesome.
And man, the 5-year journal is a godsend and a game
Mm-hmm.
changer for memory
Yep.
because I'm
Definitely.
on year 5 now.
Mm-hmm.
You're starting year 6.
Let me just say, people have been asking what I'm doing, how I'm
Mm,
doing that with
mm-hmm.
a new journal. I just have them side by side. So
Wow.
I have my previous 5-year open and
Yep.
I'm writing in my current one. I don't know how that will work when I add a third. I guess I'll just have a
Yeah.
row of them on my desk.
What did I eat today
Right.
13 years ago?
I thought about taking a picture of each page and I was like, forget that crap, because then I got on my phone.
Yeah,
So I just love that.
totally.
You're right. That memory of, now I have 5 years to look back on. I'm just going to probably keep these journals next to my desk for the rest of my life
Yep.
to remember.
Yep. So I've got a bunch of the moleskins full. I've got this James Clear halfway
Mm-hmm.
full.
Yep.
Got our 5-year. And bro, it's just, if people don't do it, just write stuff down. Like it doesn't need to be formal.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't need to be long. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
look back and it's like, oh, here, I just did a sermon outline from a sermon I listened to.
Yeah.
And it's kind of scattered and doesn't really make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But there's always a couple things, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, wow, that's awesome. So it helps me remember. So jogs the memory.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then uh, I guess I have a bunch of I forgets.
Okay. Can I
Uh,
hear some more? I love the practical ones, the Instagram beer ones. Do you have any more like that?
I know totally. Yep. So I forget who God is. I forget who I am. I forget
Mm-hmm.
that life is a gift from a generous and loving God. That's a
Mm,
huge one for me.
huge.
Like,
Yeah.
I forget that this is all a gift.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is a gift. Uh, and it's actually pretty beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so hard,
Mm-hmm.
but it is a gift.
Yep.
Uh,
That connects with my word, by the way, generous. It helps me to remember
oh,
that
yeah,
that people and God have been generous to me, right? And so then I
totally.
need to remember. Okay, keep going.
Oh, I can't wait to listen back to your one word episode. It's one I've been telling Erin all about for like weeks.
Mm.
Um,
We talk about runny noses too. She's gonna love that.
oh yeah, she'll love that part. Oh, cool. Uh, I forget. So like one of the lies that kind of comes in my head is like, why am I not there yet? Or
Yeah.
why am I not better?
Yep.
And I forget that it's a process.
Mm-hmm.
I forget that good things take a time.
100%. I couldn't agree
Like
with you more. Yeah. And it's so easy to forget in the moment because now is now is now is now is now, right? And you just
totally.
forget it takes a long time.
Yep. I mean, I forget to leave margin. I
Mm.
forget to look back at how far I've come.
Mm-hmm.
I forget to add the Anthony factor.
What's this mean? Oh man, this
Uh,
sounds like a whole nother episode. The
yeah.
Anthony factor. This is a new term.
No, 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 no. It was actually in the throwback, dude. It
Was
was.
it?
Yep. You forgot.
I
Just kidding.
forgot. All right. That was 2 weeks ago. I listened to that. Forgot.
Yep. Totally forgot. No, it's like something my dad used to say when I was a kid
Oh,
because I was
right.
always
Now I
late to
remember.
stuff. He'd be
Oh
like, "You
no.
forgot to add the Anthony factor."
Yep. I remember now.
Um,
Ugh.
but so I guess I'll end with one that is a real plague for me.
Okay.
Well, I forget that nothing else satisfies other
Mhm.
than God.
Yeah.
Not even, even though family is beautiful,
Yep.
even
I
though
fall
all of
short.
this is beautiful, the
Hmm.
ultimate satisfaction is in God and God alone, right?
Hmm.
In Christ alone, yeah. Um, but here's like the ultimate, or
Uh-huh.
like one of the ultimates for me is I forget that my life is not defined by what other people think of me,
Ooh.
and I forget that that it's not, I'm not uh my identity is not based off other people's approval.
Yep. Hmm.
And so I forget when I walk on stage sometimes that I don't need to prove myself once again.
Yeah. The I'll use the word literal because it's so interesting to me and has been throughout this whole journey that you have a literal stage, and most
Mm-hmm.
people that's metaphorical.
Yep.
All of us have some sort of public stage that defines us
Right.
if we're not careful. This is why I like it when you talk about bassoon and your job,
Yeah.
because it's so interesting to me that for you, it's a real stage and you are really performing. And it's
Mm-hmm.
all the kind of ways I feel and other people I know probably feel without that actual stage.
Without the literal.
Right. Yep.
Didn't Shakespeare say all of life is a stage?
Yeah. Life is
Right.
but a stage, I think he said. Yeah.
Life is but a stage, age and
Mm-hmm.
stage. Yep. But so I in the practical sense, I have some liturgies and some mantras. So
Mm-hmm.
I preach the gospel to myself
Mm-hmm.
before I walk out on stage.
Okay.
And I remind myself, you are not what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you walk out there, uh, you don't need to prove yourself to anybody.
Right.
And play like the breath in your lungs
Mm-hmm.
was given to you as a gift. Now breathe it out into your instrument as
Mm-hmm.
praise.
Wow. That's awesome.
And so, I mean, the Matt Redman song, great, Great Are You Lord is like,
Mhm.
and you know that one?
It's your breath, yeah.
Yeah.
In our
Yeah.
lungs, yeah.
But bro,
Good. I said, we sang that when I visited you at Passion.
oh really?
Yeah, we sang that song.
I love that. And it's
Hmm.
one that I think about on the
Hmm.
regular.
Great
And
song.
that's why I actually think simple worship songs are a real godsend,
Oh yeah.
because
Yep.
they're little bits of truth that
They're
you can
little
sing to yourself that
remembrances. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm. It's
Yep.
cool. Yeah. All right, dude. Love it. Um, we don't have time for listener one word. Sorry, everybody. They
Dang
were
it.
so good. If people want to, look, this is like the most fun time, I think, to follow us. And there's a lot of ways to follow us. I'll do the closing. There's a lot of ways to follow us. Best place is Instagram. And you can go into our bio and look at the link tree there. Uh, actually, though, speaking of Facebook, I think Facebook is especially fun for one words because people write their words and why. And so just head over to our
Mm.
Facebook. That's at Two Gomers on Facebook. And you can read a lot of people's sweet one words. You can call, if you still want to share that with us, we'd love to hear it. You can also call us on the Gomer phone. That number is
608-622-7669. That's 608 NBA Pony.
Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe or follow us on whatever podcast app you're listening to right now. That would be a great New Year's gift to us. Thank you to Davis for our music, Jason and Eric for our graphics, Adam, our webmaster, Annie, our social media guru. If you want more Gomers, there is almost 15 years of us. You want to remember what we were like. Oy, oy, oy. It's fun. You can go all the way back to 2008 when we started. If you're kind of trying to get a feel of us, you can go to our 10th anniversary eps. Those were in the fall of 2018. And if you want more, subscribe to the bonus disc. That's on Patreon. Tons more fun stuff, including Perfect Movie, depending on what amount you give every month. You could get up to 4 bonus episodes a month. That's patreon.com/2gomers.
Sweet dude. Thanks for letting me process and share that. And oh man, now I feel really bad about the nation one words. Dang it.
It's okay. People can read them. They're awesome.
So good. Love it.
Yeah. Um, yeah, this is really cool. If you had given me a million guesses, I wouldn't have guessed remember. And I absolutely love it.
Sweet. You can challenge me on the verses, bro.
Okay,
Challenge me on the verses.
sweet. And I'm also expecting forgot to become
Oh,
part of the vernacular this
oh yeah,
year.
that's new folklore, bro. Oh crap, forgot. Oops, I did it again. Oh crap.
So I didn't do it again. All right. Okay. Well, thanks for sharing that word, dude. It's awesome.
Dude, thanks, man. It was really fun and super fun episode.
Yeah.
Remember everybody? Ooh. Remember
Oh, remember,
everybody.
we say it every episode.
We do. What?
What the heck? Okay, let me set it up here. Great app.
Super fun, man. And remember, everybody, if we can do this, if we can face our blocks, if we can challenge our memory, if we can be generous, if we can simplify, you can too.
And happy running. Ooh.
All right.
Great, dude.
Let's
All right,
stop
I'm going to
that
stop
one.
that. Yep.
1, 2, 3, stop. See
Sweet.
if our computer didn't crash.
All right, I'm going to stop this too. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you.